If the sun were to become a black hole, the consequences would be dramatic. But first, we must understand how black holes actually form. Only the most massive stars can collapse into black holes. A star must contain many times the mass of our sun. When such a massive star runs out of nuclear fuel, gravity wins. The core collapses in a fraction of a second. This collapse can trigger a powerful supernova explosion. If enough mass remains, a black hole is born. Our sun, however, is not massive enough. It contains only one solar mass. In billions of years, it will expand into a red giant. It will shed its outer layers into space. What remains will be a white dwarf. There will be no supernova and no black hole. The sun simply lacks the required mass. Yet imagine, for a moment, that it suddenly transformed. Suppose the sun became a black hole with the same mass. How large would it be? The event horizon would be only a few kilometers wide. And it would still sit at the center of our solar system. If the sun suddenly became a black hole with the same mass, gravity would not change. Earth would continue orbiting exactly as before. The force that holds our planet in orbit depends only on mass and distance. As long as the mass remains one solar mass, the orbit remains stable. The dramatic change would not be gravitational. It would be the loss of sunlight. Darkness would fall across the solar system. Eight minutes after the transformation, Earth would go dark. Temperatures would begin to drop almost immediately. Within days, the surface would freeze. Oceans would form thick layers of ice. The atmosphere would cool and weather systems would collapse. The moon would continue orbiting Earth unchanged. All planets would maintain their orbital paths. Mercury, Venus, and Mars would circle a dark center. The asteroid belt would remain dynamically stable. Jupiter and Saturn would continue their long journeys. The outer planets would drift in frozen silence. The solar system would become cold but structurally intact. It would orbit a tiny black sphere where the sun once shone. In the long term, the solar system would remain gravitationally stable. Earth would drift through space as a frozen world. Oceans would freeze from the top down. Yet beneath thick ice, liquid water might persist for some time. Geothermal heat from Earth's core would slow the freezing process. Life, if it survived, would retreat underground or underwater. Human civilization would quickly collapse without sunlight. The inner planets would become cold, dark spheres. Mars would lose what little atmosphere it has left. The asteroid belt would continue its silent orbit. Jupiter's massive gravity would remain unchanged. Its moons might still harbor subsurface oceans. Saturn's rings would reflect only faint starlight. Uranus and Neptune would drift in deep darkness. The Kuiper belt would remain dynamically stable. Distant comets in the Oort cloud would continue their long journeys. Over millions of years, orbital paths would barely change. The tiny black hole would accrete very little matter. It would emit almost no light at all. The solar system would become a cold but orderly relic of its former self. Many people imagine a black hole as a cosmic vacuum cleaner. But this is a misunderstanding. If the sun became a black hole with the same mass, gravity would remain unchanged at a distance. Earth would not be pulled inward. Our orbit would stay exactly the same. Gravity depends on mass and distance, not on the object's size. Far from the event horizon, a black hole behaves like any other object of equal mass. Only extremely close to the event horizon would tidal forces become deadly. The event horizon of a one solar mass black hole would be only a few kilometers wide. All planets would orbit far outside this tiny boundary. Spaghettification would occur only for objects that approach too closely. At normal planetary distances, space would remain dynamically stable. Newtonian gravity and general relativity agree at these large scales. The true catastrophe would be the loss of light and heat. Darkness, not gravity, would define the new reality. The solar system would freeze, but remain structurally intact. The black hole would quietly sit at the center. It would not devour planets unless they drifted dangerously close. Science reveals a calmer outcome than popular fiction suggests. The universe often behaves more subtly than we imagine.